So I have music that I'm gonna play on my phone, just in the background. So it shouldn't be too loud, but just let me know if it is. And I really liked how Erin did hers like totally on her, because that's what I'm doing. I'm like portraying Frida's qualities just to kind of embody those qualities as I worked with her as a light figure. But I'm not like actually portraying her, but I am going to be doing a little self-portrait, which I have hated in the past. So I figured in true Frida spirit that would work. And of course, I just mentioned like I kind of hurt my shoulder a little bit. I may have strained my rotator a bit, so my right arm isn't exactly doing the greatest. But I figured it would work with it because Frida overcame so many crazy obstacles with the numerous surgeries that she had to undergo and learning to walk again and everything. And the music I'm playing is actually from the movie Frida, and I highly recommend it. I love it. So, I also made a little, like a little altar for with Frida in mind, for Frida also. And I also kind of love that the little like ukulele guitar is actually from Mexico when my parents went there the first time. And the sombrero is authentic. I forget how it was actually like acquired, but my grandma passed it down to my mom. But it's like fragile, and I mean not fragile, but my mom's like, you cannot break it. We're gonna make my hair, my crazy hair known. Because that's what I do in my self-portrait. And also, another reason I picked Frida was because I've also struggled with being self-conscious of my eyebrows because they were so bushy and big old caterpillars when I was in middle school, and like even younger than that, I got bullied, and before I even knew like you could pluck your eyebrows and like do that, I was like, how am I supposed to change this about me? And so I think I decided like about 2 weeks ago in preparation for this that I was not going to pluck them at all. I let myself fill them in, and it was really hard to like let go of that insecurity and keep pushing myself to not because like you do your face in the morning and stuff, and everybody always has those big close mirrors and you're looking so close, but nobody's gonna be that close to you. It doesn't really matter. And I love how Frida really like even those qualities that some may have thought were like definitely not feminine or with her eyebrows, and she accentuated them and made them like more dramatic in her paintings. So like in reality, she didn't have a full unibrow, but she would paint that in her paintings, which I thought was really interesting. And I wanted to read this little quote of hers from to you guys, hopefully while I'm adding to this. But and she said, I'm not gonna be able to do it while I do that. Since my subjects have always been my sensations, my state of mind, and profound reactions that life has been producing in me, I have frequently objectified all of this in figures of myself, which were the most sincere and real thing that I could do in order to express what I felt inside and outside of myself. And I really, really just loved that quote, and I thought that it really kind of touched on like the art therapy aspect of everything also. And she was kind of like known as a surrealist, but she was also kind of known for claiming she wasn't. And she always said she wasn't a surrealist because she didn't paint dreamlike images, she painted her own realities. And although they may have been, they may not have looked like a reality for other people, that was her reality, or that was portraying how she felt. And when I was looking into more about Frida for the presentation, I actually found an interview from ABC Chicago that interviewed her grand niece, Mara Romero Kahlo, and which is her only surviving family member. And hearing her speak about how their family sees Frida, and how they like to remember her as enjoying life and really fun loving, and like no matter what, she tried to find the joys in life and the beautiful things, and and all of her paintings show super raw emotion. Show very raw emotion from her experiences with so many surgeries, and they basically had to reconstruct her spine after the accident, which left her in bedbound for a while. And they made a special like easel for her that kind of stood up over her laying down so she could still paint herself. And they also put a mirror of like on her canopy bed so that she could look at herself and do the self-portraits. That was kind of close. I almost drew on the wall. Frida was also known, even before her accident, for being very outspoken and having extreme bravery, being like the one. I definitely would consider her having that trickster energy. She was very determined. When she had first met her husband, Diego, she was actually still at a preparatory school, and he was painting a mural there. And when she first saw him, she told her friend, "I'm gonna marry that man," which I thought was kind of funny. And it didn't happen until like years later, and they like reconnected. but I thought that was very funny and showed her deterministic qualities. And another was that originally she wasn't supposed to be able, like the doctors had thought that she wasn't going to ever walk again, but she persisted and insisted that she would, and she proved everybody wrong. In the interview with her, with her grandniece, she she said that she thinks that Frida would send the message to everybody that you can do it no matter what, that you don't need anybody, especially not a man. Yeah, and I thought that was really cool, and that is why she is a feminist icon now. I don't like how these little paint colors only have certain colors and there's only one brown. I like to put lots of browns in my hair. A lot of her self-portraits had flowery backgrounds, or not flowery, but botanicals and greenery. And she still to this day, in her blue house in Mexico, she has a little like indoor garden. It's hard to explain. Like her house kind of wraps around this little garden area that has like a skylight basically almost. And she just has plants all over, or at least that's what the movie portrayed. But they did do the filming at some of it at the house there. And she also had a pet monkey, which I thought was just super cool. How this left-handed drawing goes. Added a little bit more depth to the hair. And my music finished before me, which means that I'm hitting the time. But I also picked these flowers this morning on my drive over here. And I will set this back to normal. I can quickly share screen if I can find the picture I took of it and show you guys my little altar for my ending.